back in the early 60s, I spent a couple of years with the Peace Corps in West Cameroon with my family. And while I was there, they had a greeting that went Ashia. And that was a greeting that you gave somebody when you greeted them in the morning, and when you greeted them at night, when they said goodbye, you said Ashia. If you saw them and they weren't happy, you said Ashia. If you saw them and they were happy, you said Ashia. It was a universal word that really spoke language to everybody. And that's what the word shalom is like. It's a universal word that speaks to everybody about what it means to be whole, to be everything you dream to be, everything that the Master dreamed you to be, and everything that even maybe your parents in their hearts of hearts would dream you to be if it wasn't manipulative and controlling. But so I want to say that to you this morning. I want to say shalom. It's a good word. One of the places that I know it could really apply was a story I read about a young preacher back in President Coolidge days who went to New England during the summer to find a church he'd preach in. He found a rural church that was closed, and so he went and he located the deacons, and he told them he wanted to preach during the college vacation time every summer, and while he was in school, and they wished that he would be willing to support him and let him do it. And they were really enthusiastic, so they got in and they cleaned up the building, and they got ready for the first Sunday morning. And the first Sunday morning arrived, and the preacher was in the little church preparing, making his final preparations, when a stranger walked in all dressed up real good. And the stranger said, "I'm a FBI agent, and I'm here representing President Coolidge. He's in the area this Sunday, and he wanted a church to go to, and he told me to go find one, and I wanted to know, are you a preacher?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm the preacher." He said, "Can you preach?" And then the boy said, "Well, no, I don't think I'm preach. I'm learning to preach." And the FBI said, "Well, the president's going to be here this morning to hear you preach." And so when the FBI agent left, the young man was really concerned. And so he went and he got all his notes, and he had 5 sermons that he had, and he took the best of all the 5 sermons and he put them into one sermon, and he got up and preached that Sunday. And when he got through preaching, the FBI agent came up, shook his hand, and said, "You did a really good job." President Coolidge said that's one of the finest sermons he's heard in months, and he's going to be here for 5 more weeks, and he's going to be coming here every Sunday to hear you preach. Oh man, was the boy nonplussed. What was he going to do in these circumstances? He'd given out everything, but he decided, he worked and he worked and he worked, and when he got ready to leave, before he got ready to leave, the person that told the story said he grew and he grew and he grew and he grew. And when it was all over, President Coolidge came up and said, "You did a really fine job. You really gave me a lot to think about during the sermons you preached." And that's kind of the story of what happens often in life. We get challenged by something that hits us out of the blue, something we didn't even know that we're going to be challenged by. And we get scared, and we're afraid we're not going to make it. We're afraid that we don't know how. And I think we need to remember a saying that Karen Horney, out of the psychologist out of the 50s, said. She said that, 97% of what someone attempts, they will succeed at. That's the way it works in this universe that we live in. 97% we will succeed if we attempt it. But we have to make the effort. We have to do it. Many of us think we aren't worthy, we can't do something. But if we'll only step up to the plate and make the swing, we'll be surprised how many times we hit something that's worthwhile. And so I want to encourage you to, whatever this challenge that comes to you, do what you can. Do it the best you can. Be like that young man. Give the best you have, and grow and grow and grow, because that's the way the Father wants us to be. He wants us to be willing to try things, do things, attempt things, make things happen. And that's the way we grow. So grow this week and next week and into your future. God bless you this morning.